In case you guys didn't see it, whoop, Combo Breaker finished up. They had Look Alive this weekend. All y'all look alive. This was tight. And they had this announcement at the end. Combo Breaker! Hell yeah. Dude, it was a great weekend. So remember in like 2 weeks ago, I was really tired and grumpy for like 7 days straight. A lot of people were like, you seem really tired in this Strive beta. You don't seem like you have the same energy as the last Strive beta. What's going on? I was dying. I was commentating Combo Breaker before or after or both out of every stream day I did. To explain it to you guys, I did 8 different games, 19 different people I commentated with over 17 blocks of commentary. I apologize for the Sajam alternate universe where I didn't turn down all those other games, because I would have killed at least 17 people in this chat. Verbally, it would have been a huge problem. It would have like, yeah, my workload would have been like doubled, and I turned a bunch of them down because I am okay dipping my toes in the water for a lot of games, but there's a lot of other games out there that I'm like, you know, you should just let a professional do it. I tried to do that with a few of the games I even did, and they're like, no, we want you to do this one. I was like, all right. Like, I turned down Plus R, for instance. I was like, you should have Tasty Steve do Plus R. They're like, what about ST? You played VSAV during the last few. I was like, you should have an old person do that. It's a monstrous project to put together. I enjoyed being a part of it a lot, even if the process was very destructive on a lot of people. It was, I think, a good product at the end. It's such a unique kind of online event, right? So most online events are just online tournaments or online brackets that happen, and we watch them, and that's cool, right? This is just a series of exhibitions from around the entire world, interlaced with content from all these different people and interviews and combo videos and just lots of really cool stuff in there. You know, the festival experience that people describe Combo Breaker with, this is a really good example, I think, of that kind of festival experience where you just pop in a spooky stream and you're like, what the fuck is happening? And the thing you actually want to watch is next. So you're like, yeah, I'll stick around for this. I don't know what's happening. And then it's like you're watching some random shit that you just don't know what it is. And you're like, I could fuck with this. One thing that I think universally was very cool is I saw a lot of people saying they liked the commentary for almost all the events. And you know what's funny is I think typically when you see people on stream that you don't know, people are just usually so grumpy. Who is this person? Where's Yipes? Where's Tasty Steve? It's not an unusual thing. People are so mean to everybody. When I first showed up on commentary, everybody was like, boo! Who the fuck is this guy? However, I noticed a lot of people really seem to like the Combo Breaker commentary. I think there's a few reasons. One, smaller crowd, right? But more importantly, I think everybody I worked with did really well. And I think that there was a few reasons they were set up to succeed. The point of the show is that I was the host, right? Or whoever was on that block that was the Combo Breaker person was the host. I'd say, what up, everybody? Welcome back to Look Alive here for Combo Breaker. I'm joined by the lovely X or Y, and they get to start talking and they get into it. And they get to explain who they are, what the game is, and why the match and their community matters. I'm the outsider. And chat room, you guys are with me, and they bring us in. They're like, let me tell you about this. They played like 10 times already. It's been the cornerstone of our community's matchups. They've always been good. I'm really excited for it. And I'm like, fucking say less. Let's get into this shit, right? I let them sell me. I bite it hook, line, and sinker every time. And then we watch the set and we have a great time. And I think that format really helps everybody be very comfortable. And I think it really helps everybody, you know, kind of ease in and do a good job of like just really representing their scene, because there's not a lot of pressure. It's their show, right? It's not my show. Everybody who's on this show, you know 2 things about them and 2 things only. You know that they're invested. They commentate a local that you've never heard of, and you know that they are from that scene, they love that scene, and they care about the scene. And the second thing is they know all the deets, so you have to listen to them. It is basically the most genuine form of commentary that you can do, which is you just love this local scene, community, player, games, whatever it is. I'm basically Sora from Kingdom Hearts. I show up in their world, and I just like turn into whatever cartoon thing that they're doing, and I'm like, oh, hey there, Jack Skellington. Tell me all about this local Skullgirl scene that you have here. And he's just like, and I'm like, oh, say less. And then we go fight a giant blob monster, you know. And St. Cola and Tasty Steve are Donald and Goofy. That's how it works. If you think about this format as a concert, right? Because that's what Combo Breaker is based on. You know the first scenario where you go to watch like a live show of some artist and it's like a rapper, but then they have a live band with them and you're like, whoa, this is actually kind of tight. And it's like a combination of 2 artists. That is what Combo Breaker is trying to do, right? It's trying to take your favorite rapper and then you pair them with some sick live band that like plays for them and they work together and you're like, dude, this is tight. This is the sickest collab ever. This is what I want to see. What you don't want to happen is your favorite band goes up on stage, you're hype, you get up on stage, you look at it and you're like, let's go, this shit's gonna be sick. And the lead singer is replaced by Chris Martin from Coldplay. And he's just like, I used to. And you're like, no, what? Why? The rest of the band's there. Where's the singer? I don't understand. Why would you do this? This doesn't make any sense. Those are the two ways Combo Breaker could have gone. And I think it thankfully went closer to the live band rapper route. I think the more important thing to take away from that too is that commentary from the right place with the right narrative or backing is fun to listen to. The second thing is, perhaps these people that you've never heard of, all of the people that you heard from these local scenes on Combo Breaker are actually very good. Commentary is in that way where, depending on the match or the players or the context or whatever it is, one person might not be right, you know? Even if somebody is quote unquote like objectively, this is like the commentator you should have, blah, blah, they might not fit a local scene match. They might not fit some high intensity match or some analytical match, right? It's the right commentator for the right set's important. And clearly in CB, you saw that these people were set up for success and they crushed it. So it turns out that, you know, maybe some of these voices you've never heard of are dope. And you should give them a go. Don't be so judgmental. I genuinely enjoyed all the blocks. After they were done, they were like, I hope that went okay, you know. I was nervous, I was this and that. I was like, everybody crushed it. Everybody did a great job that I commentated with. Maybe everybody else was really smelly, but the people I commentated with, they did a great job. Listen. Why would you get hit by Roundhouse was the best line of the weekend. It was such a funny line because John's like, let's go. You got, why would you get hit by Roundhouse? Like it went from cheering and rooting to the sheer audacity of you to get hit by an attack in a fighting game. The whiplash. Oh.